Myrie.
Santa Cruz.
Say again.
Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz. Wonderful. Where else?
Bakersfield.
Madeira. My goodness, where else?
Three Rivers.
Say it proud. Whoa, all right. Well, this is wonderful to have all of you here. Thank you for coming. Was your drive okay? Everything okay with the drive? Can you hear me all right? Yeah. Because I'm kind of short. So I wanted to start the program off by just telling you how grateful I am for your support, and if I've taken care of you before with the reading, I'm so glad you're here. And if I haven't, I'm glad that you're here to learn some things tonight about angels. And we're going to have a question and answer period where if you have any questions about, how the process works with mediumship, you can ask your questions. We're going to do an archangel invocation tonight, and we'll bring in the archangels to watch over this beautiful event and all of us. And then we're going to do a circle of sound, which is something that I developed, which is a lot of fun to do. We have a jam-packed evening of things to do, and then we'll have the drawing, and then a meet and greet after. So please, if you could stay, I would love to personally, give you a hug and all that, okay, at the end. So we'll start off by talking about angels. When I say the word angel, what comes to your mind? Just
Protection.
protection, that's a great one. Anything
Guidance.
else? Guidance, yes. What else when you hear the word angel?
Divine.
Divine. That's a great word. Anything else? Anybody over here, when you hear the word angel, what do you think of?
Light.
Light? Beautiful, yeah. So most of you know, angels are beings, they're messengers. They're not people. So in case you'd like to know, our grandma and our grandpa, they don't graduate and become angels, they're people, right? So when they pass to the other side, they remain souls. Angels are beings, they are messengers, they are timeless, which allows them to fly anywhere, past, present, and future, any dimension. So, has anybody ever had an experience with their angels? You've had one? Anybody else had some kind of a, yes you have? Good for you, yes? It's kind of an interesting thing, isn't it, when life, brings that into your experience. So angels can come down what we call incarnate, but people will never be angels, just so you're clear, okay? So, when they come down incarnate, have you heard the stories about, it's always a dark and stormy night, and, somebody gets a flat tire, right? And some guy, appears out of nowhere, yeah? And what does he do? He changes the tire. And the person turns around to thank him, and what happens? So you guys know this really well. Sure. That is called an angel incarnate. So they come down in the body. They can come down in the physical form if you really need them. But angels will always come to you as a thought. So even thinking to buy a ticket, thinking to get a reading, that's really them. So you give yourself credit for being here, because you heard them. And there's a reason why every single person here is in this room right now. There's a reason for that. So whatever you experience tonight, please make it yours and enjoy it. I would like to also talk about the afterlife, because people wrote to me and said, could you talk about the afterlife? So when we say the word heaven, what comes to your mind?
Peace.
I'm sorry?
Peace.
Peace. What else? This is participatory.
A
Participatory and extra.
A lot of my family.
There you go. Yes. What else?
Light and love.
Say it again.
Light and love.
Light and love. Yes. What else about heaven?
Acceptance.
Say again.
Acceptance.
Yes.
Knowledge.
Beautiful. What else? So we describe it as heaven, but it really is another dimension. So our loved ones that are in spirit are just what? A whisper away. So we call it heaven, and we have to call it something, don't we? I mean, how do you describe where your grandmother would be? So heaven is a beautiful word, but I want you to know that your loved ones are just a whisper away. And a medium's job is to bring proof through name, place, situation of your loved ones. So if you get a loved one's reading, it won't be them guiding your future. Who would be doing that? Angels, right? So an angel reading, you listen to your angels, they give you advice, you take your notes, right? And hopefully you follow. Who's had a reading here in this? Oh my. Oh my, there's a lot of you. So you remember, you take notes and write things down. With loved ones, they don't have opinions. They don't have judgments. And so if I can lift the weight off anybody in this room right now, it would be to tell you that they don't roll over in their grave over the money. They don't get upset if you didn't take care of Uncle Ned when they left. They don't worry about their property. So if you have someone that you've lost recently, you really are free to go about your life if that helps lift some of the burden. There's no one out there that's angry with you or shaking their fist or saying, why didn't you bury me this way? Or why we worry about that, don't we? Because we're left behind. So what happened to the sound? That was very strange. So I apologize. So loved ones are not angels. Angels are what? Not loved ones. Just so we're clear. Okay? So before we go any further, I just want to make sure that you do have your cell phones off, because as we approach a time for the meditation, it's a very sacred thing we're going to do. Have you heard of the archangels? Who's heard of the archangels? Most of you? Don't be shy. I love it when you participate, because it's just me and you, right? It's just us tonight, right? So Michael, have you heard of Michael? Most people have heard of Michael, right? They've heard of Michael. What about Gabriel? Who's heard of Gabriel? What do you picture with Gabriel? What do you picture, like a horn? Have you seen that with Gabriel? With his horn, at Christmas time, the ornaments will show you Gabriel. So Michael is the protector. You probably know that. Gabriel is what? The messenger. But there's two more. There's two more very important archangels. And those are Uriel, U-R-I-E-L. Uriel is the bringer of light. Isn't that beautiful? Have you heard of Raphael? I'm sure you've heard of Raphael. Who's heard of Raphael? Yes? Well, quite a few people have heard of Raphael. That's great. Raphael is what? The healer. So when we talk about angels tonight, we are going to have an invocation where in this room we are going to invoke those four archangels, and we're going to do it all together. Okay? Is that okay with you? Yes? Yes. You're all so quiet. Okay. So angels are all about joy. So this experience tonight, I want you to relax and just chill out, just be you. If you want to take your shoes off, as long as you've taken a bath, I guess we're okay. If you want to take off your shoes and just there. Oh, he was going to kick off his shoes. Oh, that's not a good idea. Okay. We've been warned. So, when we start the angel invocation, the archangel invocation, it's what we call a waking meditation with our eyes what? Closed, yeah? Because we're going to use our imaginations and we're going to picture the archangels. And when you do the invocation, you only do it once. You only have to do it once. And they will be here, right in this room, right with all of us, okay? And it's always nice to do that, isn't it, to bring in the angels? They're kind of like helpers in the workshop, right? So, for the archangel invocation, all you have to do is close your eyes. And we're going to work with some breathing. Okay, so close your eyes, please. Don't be shy. I'm going to close mine too. You can peek if you want, because I don't. If you've had a reading with me, this is how I work, with my eyes closed. Because people say, I want to do a video reading. It's like, why? My eyes are really closed. Right? So all I would say is just take a deep breath in through your nose, and then out through your nose. And then in through your nose, and then out through your nose. And just allow yourself to just relax and put all the craziness aside from the day. We're here now and you're safe. You're in this energy. And we're all together for the same purpose. And right now the purpose is to invoke the archangels. So I'll just ask you take one more breath in through your nose and out through your nose. And repeat after me. I ask that Michael the Protector be at my right. I ask that Gabriel the Messenger be at my left. I ask that Uriel the Bringer of Light be in front of me. And I ask that Raphael the Healer be behind me. I know now that I am totally encircled by love and light. And so it is. Just take a moment to stay in this beautiful, beautiful feeling. And when you're ready, come back to me. Just open your eyes. All right. That was a beautiful job you did. How did that feel for you? Did you feel it? How powerful that is? Beautiful. How nice. Your voices are so beautiful. So now that we have the archangels here, we can talk a little bit more about angels. So angels will help you in an emergency. They really will. They'll probably give you some kind of an instinct. Have you ever had a sudden instinct to do something, or to go forward, or to go backwards, or to stop? Have you felt that? So they will intervene in your life. They're right there. They're just a whisper away. And by the way, the angels that are with you right now are not the archangels. We just brought them in for help, right? But the angels that are with you right now, they brought you here when you're born. Everybody has their own angels. You have angels on your right and what? On your left. Yes? And they're with you always. They never leave. They don't take a vacation. They don't take a time out. They don't take a break, no matter how crazy we get. And the only response when we make a mistake in life, and I've done this for 40 years, so I can tell you, the only response that's there is the word, oops. So you know what that means? No matter what goes wrong or what you think you do wrong, the universe is already forgiven and already forgotten it. Okay? So try to remember the oops. Because we have free will, don't we? And I think we're a little bit overrated, this free will thing. What do you think? I told Jojo Lopez, and by the way, Jojo was going to be here, but he couldn't be here. I tell him on the radio all the time that I want a Pearly Gates fax machine. Heavenly fax machine. And every morning when you get up, here comes the paper, right, from the angels, right? And you tear it off, right? And you read it, and it says, this is what you do today. And what's the part? This is what you don't do today, right? We don't have that, do we? So we make a lot of mistakes in our life. But I'm telling you, the only response is oops. That's all it is. There's nothing but love coming at you. I promise you. There have been times when people have come to me with some horrific stories, and I waited for some kind of fire and brimstone, and it's never that. It's always just, oops, try again. So just know that there's no such thing as a black cloud. There's no such thing as a curse. There's nothing but love that comes down. Nothing but love. And it's important for us to what? Accept that love, yes? So, as a medium, one of the most joyful things that I work with is people who passed away. And by the way, if your uncle likes to drink, guess what? When he comes in, he's going to throw one back. He will. He'll show that to me. People keep their personality. So can you imagine if you have a really strict, bossy aunt and she passes away, guess what? When she comes in, she's going to come in just that way. She's going to run the show when she comes in. And she'll take charge, okay? And that's how you can identify whether a medium is working effectively. And I want to talk to you about that too, please. When you go to a medium or when you go to anyone, even if it's not me, please do your research. You know, get testimonials from people. Your souls are open when you come for guidance. Don't you agree? When you come for guidance, right? It's not a game, is it? It's not a game. So a medium is not like a psychic. A psychic will read your mind and tell you what color you like, and you'll be like, wow, you leave with this wow factor. What a medium gives you is direction. And you leave with direction. And isn't that kind of what you want? I mean, we could sit here and say, wow, all day, right? But if we're not really getting any direction, it's not helpful at all. So I wanted to do that invocation. So I would love to take some time to take your questions. And I really hope you'll participate because this is one of the most important things. This is not a reading moment. It will be just questions. Do you have any questions about the angels? You do? Would you go to the mic with your question?
I can talk very loud.
Oh, we're going to turn around. Oh, just look at me for a minute. And then
How does one become an angel, and why can't loved ones be an angel as well as
Okay.
your loved ones?
That's a great question. So, angels are beings, okay? They are God's messengers. They're kind of flavored, ice cream, strawberry, chocolate. So, they're flavored with a masculine tone or with a feminine tone. But people, we are human. We are in the flesh, yes? We have a body, we have a soul. But that's why people don't graduate. Some people picture kind of, when we've seen stories, someone gets their wings, right, when they go to heaven. Yeah, so angels are beings, they are light beings. They don't have any kind of attachment to this dimension. And that helps them to fly past, present, and future to help all of us. That's a great question, I'm glad you asked. But yeah, people don't become angels. But angels, remember, they can what? They can come down in the body, right? Incarnate. Yes, remember the story I told you about the dark and stormy night? So you could experience angels right in front of you. And sometimes you ever meet somebody and wonder who that person was? Has it ever happened to you? So who was that? It's like, who was that person that I just met? So yeah, thank you for asking that. Joe, it's Joe. Thank you, Joe. I'm glad you have name tags. It really helps me because I can see your names. More questions? Oh, another question.
Yeah,
Good.
right here.
Yeah. Well, good.
Yeah, so I guess it would be
Would you
why.
stand up so that everybody can participate?
Hi.
Why?
So,
Look at, you've got an audience.
I know. Yeah, why can some people hear them more clearly than others?
Okay, thank you. Did you hear what she said, what she asked? Okay, so angels don't come as a voice, they come as a thought, and it's a matter of training. Anybody in this room can do what I do. It's just a matter of training. In order to receive the thought that you need to receive, you have to shut down your left brain. Left brain carries MasterCard, Visa, American Express. You shut down. Where's my socks? I don't wear them. All the things that, sort of regulate our life. Driving. We need left brains spiritually, don't we, to drive? When I get done working, I get in my car and I hit gas is, okay? So, angels come only as a thought. Only as a thought, okay? So, you guys ask the greatest questions because it opens up what people can learn. Anybody can learn to hear, as you say, hear, which is a thought. Anybody can learn to communicate with their angels. Anybody in this room can do it. I can teach you how to do it. Someone taught me, right? I mean, I didn't just wake up one day and start declaring that I could, receive messages, right? So if you ever want to learn, I could teach you. Or you could just simply take time to what? Shut down the left brain. Now, how do we shut down all those details? How do we get rid of MasterCard, Visa, American Express, where's my socks? How do you do that? You do that with breathing, okay? And also with going into your higher mind. Did you know you all have a higher mind? Your higher minds are present right now in this room. Everybody can do what I do. There's no one in this room that cannot do what I do. If you play tennis, and say you practice every day, right? And I come watch you play tennis. And you ace every shot. I say, Megan, teach me, how do you do that? You say, well, Miss Bonnie, I practiced, right? So anybody can tune into your angels, but they come as a thought, just so we're clear. What kind of things help you shut down the left brain? Breathing, meditation, breathing, yoga. Who does yoga? Okay. Did you know that the instructions in yoga, as you're listening, place your left foot over your right ankle. Those are instructions, right? what brain does that go in? The left brain. Remember the left brain, the organized, the general, the army general? Okay, the left brain grabs that like it's Christmas and says, what are we doing? Okay, and then the right brain can peek out a little bit and say, psst, I think he's busy. Okay, so without shutting down the left brain, you will not receive. I will not receive. Okay, so what else shuts the left brain down? Sometimes hypnotherapy will do that. Have you ever seen a hypnosis session? Count backwards from 10, 9, getting sleep, all those numbers. That left brain is so busy grabbing those numbers that you're babysitting the left brain. That's how you do it. You just give the left brain something to do. Okay, busy work, right? So, who's had hypnosis? Anybody? Hypnotherapy? It's okay if you don't be shy. Yeah, that's why they do that. You too? Yeah. It's wonderful, isn't it? Yeah, your left brain goes to sleep. If you and I all were assigned to clean a lion's cage, say we were, which is kind of scary, we would go to the store and get what? What, a big juicy steak, yeah? And we would throw that juicy steak where? As far as we could, right? In the cage, as far as we could. What happens to the lion? He goes after them, and then we can, what? Clean the cage, yeah? Safely. That's what you're doing when you shut down your left brain. You're literally just, all those details, and I mean it. Right now, while you're sitting here, there are details in your head, even as you're listening to me. The left brain never goes to sleep. You have to put it to sleep. And you have to occupy it with things to do. Kind of like a babysitter. So your question is, again, very helpful, because we can learn, right? So, for instance, when I'm done working, say I have 5 people, okay, in a row. I get out to my vehicle, I have to stop a minute because my left brain's been asleep for like 2.5 hours, and I have to go, okay, steering wheel, to get back into life again. But you can do it, you really can. Yoga, hypnotherapy, breathing, meditation, as long as the meditation is done, you know, consciously being aware, like not zoning out, you know, you're actually actively, you know, who knows about the higher mind? Does anybody know about, oh, this is great. Anybody know about the higher mind? It's what sits out there in the other dimension. It's the very best part of you. And again, a medium can teach you how to go into your higher mind. And then you can just get your own answers. Oh, wow, and then you won't need me anymore, will you? But that's okay. That's really okay. Any more questions? Yes, please stand up.
How long did it take you to be able to, I mean, you know, when you went into the training, you know, it takes you a while to raise your conscious level to work with
Yes,
the
yes.
So how long did that actually take to be able to perfect it? Or, I mean, I'm sure it's always being perfected, but.
Oh, that's really true. Like the more I learn, the stupider I feel. It's true. I still study now. I still study. I sat with a really good teacher from England. A lot of us sat with a really good teacher from England who just kind of trained us how to go into our higher mind and how to shut down what? The left brain, right? And you can learn, anybody can learn. But yeah, it took me, I want to say, wow. The class that I took originally was 8 hours a day, 5 days in a row. 8 hours sequestered with this master teacher. We lost half the class the next day. They couldn't handle it because he was strict. He was from England, you know, and he was very strict. But anybody can learn it. I'm glad you asked that, though. I would say about that 40 hours is what set me on the path. But I've been training for 40 years, and I intend to keep training. I mean, I teach, but if you don't learn, I mean, you're not really alive, are you? Who here is like, say, who's over 40? Okay. That's beautiful. Please, I'm 70. I'll say I'm 70 years old. So don't be embarrassed. So over 40. Who's still learning? Who's still learning? Do we ever stop learning, really? I mean, do you know people that stopped? And their lives are kind of, right? So it's good to learn, and I can teach you if you need me to teach you. But The most important thing is that we're all together, and your questions are great. I'm ready for another question. Yes, oops.
So when someone passes away, what happens to their angels?
Huh?
When-
Oh, their angels escort them there, and then their job is done. I love that you asked that question. You know what, in 40 years, I don't think anyone's ever asked me that. So your angels bring you here, these are God's messengers, right? So there's no time, remember they're timeless, okay? They escort you where you go. When you go home, right? Your total soul energy, their job is done. Yeah, thank you for asking that.
Do they go, then do they move on to
You know, I don't know, I guess when we all get there, we'll figure that out, huh? Hey, we can all get together and have a group like this, right? And one of you say, Miss Bonnie, I got here before you, I figured it out. Right? And then you can take the podium. I said, hey, take the podium. That is a beautiful question and a beautiful mystery of life. Thank you for asking that. More questions, please. I would love questions. Yes, go ahead.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
I had a reading from you, and you so lovingly told me that my angels were really playful. I've never forgotten
Playful?
it, and so I'm always thinking of them as playful.
Wonderful, yes.
But how do you know? How do
Because
you
it's
know?
the thought that they send me.
So when
Remember
I'm
we-
calling you,
Yes.
then they're responding because we're having a relationship.
Okay, I pray, and I wait, and I listen, and I repeat, right? And then you what? Who's taking notes with readings with me? You know, paper and pen, right? That's one of the rules, paper and pen. Absolutely. So the process is, I have to shut down what? Well, I pray, right? I pray first, I invoke, guess what? The Archangel invocation. I use that. I pull in whatever help that I need. A lot of help, I'm just a person, okay? I close my eyes when I'm working with you, no matter where you are, what city you are, what state you are in. I am completely this way, okay? And I simply wait, and whatever thoughts that I have to take all my thoughts and what? Dismiss them, don't I? I've got a baby, remember the lion in the cage? Remember that snake? I've got to shut down that left brain so I can actually let their thoughts be my thoughts. And I just wait, listen, and repeat. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but that's really all it is. You know. So thank you for asking that. Yeah, and then I speak, right? Verbatim what they say. No matter how crazy it is. But yes, their personalities. If I have writers in this room right now, any creative writers, their angels normally are very what I call artsy-fartsy. You know, they'll talk about Disney and then I might have an accountant, and the angels will say, well, in percentages. So your angels match your lifestyle, they match your personality. I mean, if you're really sedate and calm and peaceful, you wouldn't want some kind of a rowdy angel hanging around you. You don't want those thoughts, right? So yeah, that's people's angels do match them, just like personality. Yes? Oh, please, yes.
So are spirit guides and angels the same thing?
No, and that's the next thing I was like, wow, thank you. A spirit guide is normally someone who has lived before, who is in spirit, who hops on board in your life at a time when you what? Need him. Spirit guides, many of them are Native American. I don't know if anybody's had a reading where they had Native American spirit guides show up in the reading with me. They present themselves with the sound of a drum in a medium's ear. They're wonderful. But they don't talk like angels, don't get me wrong. So when I'm translating to a client what a spirit guide says, gee, go move. You know, it comes in like that. Where angels are like, it'd be a good idea to move. It's totally different experience. But they are real people who lived before. And they'll hop on board your life, and they'll stick around with you until you learn the lesson. And then guess what? Once you master that lesson, the new ones show up. So we're never done. We're never done. Some people have spirit guides that are like from the martial arts. Because even as I sit here right now, I'm hearing about martial arts energy. So some people will have like a Mr. Miyagi kind of a guy hanging around. Maybe teaching them patience, maybe teaching them how to master their temper. So, and also, I want to tell you this. For those who have lost their animals, our animals are like our children, aren't they? They're so important, aren't they? Our sweet animals. Animals go to what is called group soul. unless the relationship with their owner is very tight, which normally, isn't it? And they'll wait, okay? They'll wait. So that, say I'm talking to you and you ask about your father, and he comes in and will say, the dog's here. You know, and the client will say, my gosh, my dog just passed away. But here's the beautiful part. Did you know, according to Native American tradition, that when an animal leaves you, an animal reflects a certain aspect of the Creator, a certain part of the Creator. So some people have animals that are absolutely hysterically funny. You watch them and you just laugh. Some people have animals that are healing. Have you had a healing animal that just comes to you when you need it and it just sits by you? Animals bring different parts of the personality to you. Once you have mastered that lesson, the animal is free to go. So an animal's passing is a compliment to your progress. And I really hope that helps some of you that have lost animals. Because it's almost like we feel like, oh my gosh, did I do the right thing? No, they know when to go, okay? So, has anyone ever heard that story before? I don't know if you have, it's really the truth. So animals, please remember, they are parts of what? The Creator that need to be near you at the time in your life. And whatever quality that animal brings to you, once you have mastered that, they're free to go. They've done their job. So I hope that also brings you some comfort. Oh, I see some tears. Okay. Well, it's good to know, isn't it? I mean, they're very special to us, right? Our animals. And by the way, they will manifest different from like your grandmother. Who's lost an animal that's felt their footprints or paw prints on the bed, or felt their, don't be shy, please, because they're right with you. Good for you. So are you okay? Well, this gets a little emotional, you know, because we're all here for the San Luis, and we're all here to reach out and love each other tonight, right? But please know, it's a compliment to you. You haven't done anything wrong. You didn't feed them the wrong food, okay? They just know that you're going to be okay, even if you don't feel okay in the moment. Okay, so please know that too. There's so much I want to tell you. So, more questions? Yes?
I have a question about that.
Please stand up.
I waited for a week for my dog to die at home, and she didn't, and I had to put her down. And why is that? She needed to go, trust me.
Yeah, thank you.
Why, we don't put humans down, but animals we see. Take it from there.
Thank you. Animals will sense our grief, and they'll stick around a little longer to make sure we're okay. One of the hardest things I think is, and you have to do the work for them, don't you think? When an animal has to be put down, we have to make that decision, right? That's a hard decision. So some of them will, if you're not quite, set. Cats, especially cats, when children move away to college, cats develop many times like a thyroid condition or because their job is done, their child is progressed. So, yes, please stand.
If we're gonna have film like cat,
Please speak up. Come here, stand next to me.
I was crying.
Well, no, please, come here. Come to me. Come here. You sweetheart. Araceli, I've been waiting to meet you. This is Araceli. She's a long-time sweetheart. Okay, so go ahead. What is the question?
My daughter went to college, and she loves her cats so much. So then I don't like cats, but because my clothes get so stuffy with cats. So but since my daughter, I love my daughter so much, so then I protect that cat so much, and I took care of that cat. She has like 3 weeks that she went to college. So then I was taking care of that cat.
Yes.
And then I told my husband 2 days before, that cat is in the middle of the street, someone is going to run over, kill the cat. So then Saturday morning, like a week and a half, I was, I opened the garage, she went outside, and then my car was on the driveway, and then she was 15, 16 years old, not 17. So then I moved, but I don't know if she couldn't hear, so then I ran over, then I went on the street and I felt something, turned around and I saw the cat was dead. So then I started screaming, oh, my neighbors came
That would be
outside.
awful, wouldn't it?
But, right now I just said about the cat,
Yes,
and then my
yes.
kids got to college.
Yes, there you go. Everybody say, you're okay.
And I'm like, and why you're saying this just happened to me a week and a half, and I love now that cat, and now that I killed it, and it's gone,
Thank you for sharing your story.
So that's what I'm thinking.
Oh, everybody does.
Why do you say that right now?
Oh, isn't that something? Yeah. So, more questions, please. Yes.
Oh, wait, I heard.
Can I-
I already went.
Please.
I'm gonna use the mic.
Thank you. Tamara, is the mic on?
Yes.
So you talked about spirit guides.
Hello.
Are spirit guides like ascended masters? Well, slow down, I'm very old. Oh, ascended masters and spirit guides, are they the same thing?
Ascended masters are different. Thank
Oh.
you for asking the question. Yeah. Ascended masters are those that have lived sometimes hundreds of years ago, and to access your ascended masters requires a process. Yeah, that's a real process of going, guess what? In your higher mind. Any Reiki healers here? Reiki healers. Anybody? Please don't be shy, because this is you're an important part of this. As a Reiki healer, you are invoking the ascended masters, just like we invoke the archangels. Think of it that way. It's a process where a healer will invoke assistance from it's like the big cheese in a way, sort of like the supervisor, like you're paging the supervisor. And the ascended masters then come in to assist you. Who does healing work here? There's gotta be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so when you're doing your healing work, are you really healing anybody? No. Who's doing that? The ascended masters are working what? Through you. Our really great teacher told me once, as I said, what's this Reiki thing? What do they want from me? And he said, keep yourself in shape and show up. And I was a little offended, like, I wanted to heal somebody. I'll put my hands, no, we don't do that. You invoke the ascended masters, so that's a really, really different dimension. I'm glad you asked that question. Thank you. Yes?
What about spirit animals versus spirit guides?
Spirit animals are assigned by your Native American spirit guides. And during a reading, if your guides come in, they'll give you your spirit animal. Who's heard of the medicine cards, the animal medicine cards? Have you seen them? They're kind of like angel cards or any other cards. I recommend for that, if you get the book Animals Speak, it's 2 words smushed together. And please don't get the revised version, get the original. When you read your books and you learn, get the ones from, pull up the 1900s, because that's before technology and everybody was, just kind of thinning the information out. But yeah, Animals Speak by Ted Andrews. Yeah. So your Native American spirit guides will what? Assign you your animal. Also, in a dream, sometimes, say you have I don't want to keep saying accounting. Say you have an accounting job, and your left brain is what? Huge, yeah? And so, spirit guides can't get in when you're in your waking state. So when do they come in, you think? What? Yeah, when you're sleeping. So you might have a dream about being bitten by a spider. Or who's been attacked by a bear? I have. Anybody? Bears in your dream, or even as children? Yeah. Yeah, so that's an initiation. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's actually an initiation by your spirit animal. Because your guides can't get in when you're in a waking state because your mind's too what? Busy. So they kind of use the easier route. Okay? So that's important too. I love your questions. Oh my gosh. More questions? Yes.
So like, I've had many instances where I see things before they happen, or I know that something's gonna happen.
That's called
I know
precognition, right?
Okay, so is that connecting to your higher mind?
Yes,
Or is it
that's one of the aspects of your higher mind, absolutely. Have you heard of clairs, clairvoyant, clairaudient? Who's heard? Please raise your hand, Selena. You know, people say, oh, you're clairvoyant, or, okay. Precognition is one of the forms of ESP. Have you ever heard something, oh, you've got ESP? It's not all about reading someone's mind. It's about connecting to your higher self. So precognition is an aspect of that, yeah. Pre-knowing, right? Do you ever slow down in your car because you think you should slow down and then there's a deer in the road or something? Everybody here is gifted. You all have it. It just manifests itself in different ways. So who else?
Do you have a second question?
Yeah, I think it was just like,
Oh.
yeah, I'm,
Well, that's okay. Think about it for a minute.
well, just when, if you doubt, like you think you hear it, but then you doubt it.
That's
So
right,
when you
yeah.
just,
Mhm.
it's like in a battle of
Do you know,
knowing and then.
after 40 years, my left brain still bugs me all the time. I'll be right in the middle of the reading and I'll see a giraffe in the left, well, that's what I'm shown. And I should say it. And the left brain goes, that is crazy. You can't say giraffe. You're getting senile. What is wrong with you? But I've learned to disregard it. But you will always have a left brain. Your left brain will always want to talk with you. And it's really helpful. I think we all want to drive, don't we? I mean, you need the left brain for some things, but that's a great question. Yeah, the left brain is always on. It's always on. You have to what? Turn it off to be able to hear it. Yes?
What about recurring dreams? Maybe a recurring dream that I've had my whole life.
I really don't know anything about dreams, but I'm glad you asked. I'm sorry. It's one thing I've learned is not to, speak to it if I don't know. I can tell you this, what I do know. Your dreams are your subconscious mind way of teaching you something about your mental, spiritual, physical, or emotional health. So this gentleman here, what is it? Mort?
Yes.
Hi, Mort. Please forgive me. Okay. Say Mort dreams about a chicken. It can mean something totally different than if you dream about a chicken. So I know for sure the dream books are not, I don't recommend them. Because everybody's mind works differently. What speaks to you might be completely different, right? Than what speaks to you. Right? So your subconscious mind, the thing I recommend is just maybe take some notes of what you're dreaming and see, and you can translate it like a code. And thank you for asking.
Can you repeat that? Your
Dreams are your subconscious mind's way of teaching you something about your mental, spiritual, emotional, or physical health. That's the purpose of the dream. So that was a great question. Who else? Oh, hi.
Is there any significance to seeing different
Can you really
colors?
speak up?
Is there any difference when you see, or significance when you see different colors when you're meditating?
Yes,
or
there is. Thank you.
receiving Reiki?
So blue light is the Blessed Mother. She's asking if when you're meditating or if you see light. Who sees light when they're doing their healing work? Yeah? Reiki light is purple, by the way. So if you're doing Reiki work, once you see the purple light, that's the Christ energy. Angels come, you probably can figure as gold, right? Blessed Mother is blue. Christ light, like I said, is purple. Green, shaman. Who knows what a shaman is? Native American, yeah. Green, that's the shaman. So if you do any kind of shamanic work or any kind of, work with healing, with animals especially, green. Cherubs are pink. You can probably figure that out, right? So yes, colors mean a lot. In fact, I have some colors right here that we're going to look at very soon. Anybody ever seen these before? What are these? Tell me. Say it out loud. Chakras. Say it proud. So our bodies are walking rainbows, and we're going to experience that very soon. So, any more questions?
I have a question.
Yes, but please stand up and please share your
So on
voice.
the dark and stormy night when the angel shows up in human form, can they live in human form for like a human lifetime?
They don't stay.
They don't stay long?
Yeah, it's in the moment.
Okay.
Because that's a great question. So I hope, did you hear what she asked? Because everybody needs to enjoy, how long do angels hang around when they're incarnate? Just for the moment that they're needed. But that's a great question. Reminds me of that, what was that movie, City of Angels? Nicolas Cage
yes.
kind of hung around for a while. Yeah, other questions? Yes, hi.
Funny. So I have actually two questions in one. Do our personal angels have names, and how do you get the names?
Right. So you get the names by taking a class with a teacher that can help you identify them. No, that's not really the truth. It's also a process by shutting down, guess what, the left brain, and you will receive the information. But it comes as a thought. But I can teach you, yeah. It doesn't take long. You would be amazed how easy the process is. All of you. I'm telling you, you can all do, I share whatever I know. It doesn't belong to me, right? Yes.
I just had a question. As far as your classes, do you do them online, I guess?
Yeah.
In Ohio?
Mhm. Yeah, because I'm in Ohio, and obviously you guys are here. Yes, I teach for this guy. Yeah, you'll be amazed how easy it is. It is, and on the website, in the Angel Store, have you been on the website? There is an MP3 that will teach you anyway. So if you don't have the time to sit with me for an hour and say hi through the technology, you can do that one too. Yeah, they have names. But please, they're not like John and Gloria. When I studied with Doreen Virtue, the name I got didn't make sense, and my left brain tried to make it into George. And Doreen Virtue looked at me and she said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Well, I've got these letters, but they don't make any sense." She said, "Oh, this is great. What did you get?" There's an angel dictionary that has every possible angel's name in it. And believe me, it's not Mary and John. They're unusual, unique names. I mean, we can't all have Michael the Archangel hanging around. Isn't he kind of busy on a different level, right? So yes, you can do that. It can be done. And it's actually very quick. It's very quick and I would love to teach you. More questions? Yes?
2 questions. Does Michael ever get a go free, or is it always him?
Say it again, I'm sorry.
When you said, once your angel's done doing his job, it goes on, does Michael ever go on?
Michael never goes on. He'll be ever present as long as God is present. Because that's a different hierarchy, if you think about it. Michael doesn't get a vacation either, I guess. And we need Michael right now.
And then what about using psychedelics to tap into the other side?
Well, I guess would you stand up and ask the question so they can hear you?
Just using psychedelics to tap into natural ones, not man-made, but to tap into the other side of this.
Whatever gets you into your authentic higher mind, you can use. And the only way that you know that you're really reaching your higher mind is if you can prove it out as to what you've observed. Okay? Many people use different ways of getting out there, but the easiest way is just to shut down the left brain. It really is. But thank you for the question. We'll take one last question. Anybody? Yes, hi.
When I had a reading with you, I had a reading with you a while back, and we talked about my mom had a spirit guide that she's with on the other side. I wondered if that spirit guide transitions with her, or if it changes.
I'm losing you as the master.
I wonder if the spirit guide transitions with her in the afterlife, or if it's a different spirit guide that takes over.
Because they're human, they're not like angels. But yeah, that's a great question. But when a person does,
spirit guides as
I'm
you.
sorry?
I wondered if you get different spirit guides as you in living or afterlife, if it changes or if it's the same.
Well, they're not really required once you reach that other dimension. And if you think about it, once you are in that other dimension, you're spinning at a very high rate of vibration, right? So your spirit guides do their work while you're here. They escort you, but no, they don't stay there. Thank you. Oh, you guys, give yourselves a hand. Those are great questions. So, I think it's time for us to do the circle of sound. Now, here's the thing. We understand that there's a virus going around. So when I do the circle of sound normally, everybody stands up and vocalizes. I think we should still vocalize, but we're going to have to what? where's my mask, by the way? You would have to mask. So the idea of the circle of sound is to activate what? Our body centers, okay? And believe it or not, the chakras not only respond to what? Color, but they also respond to sound. Even to musical keys. Who, musicians here, are you musicians? Musicians. Oh, come on, we gotta have musicians. Anyone been playing an instrument at all here? Oh, there's one. Oh, they're so shy. Okay, so your body is an instrument too, okay? You ever listen to a concert and a certain guitar player hits a certain note and it just sends a chill up your whole, you're like, whoa. That's because the sound hit one of your chakras in a very good way. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to ask you to please put your masks on. And I'm going to put mine on too, but first I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. Yes. Yes, just outside that door. Not a silly question, we were going to take a break anyway. Okay, are your masks on, yes? Okay, before I put my mask on, I'm going to assign different sections of the room with a different sound, okay? And what we're going to do is we're actually going to travel with vibration and sound. We're going to go up our body, which is called liberation. It's a wonderful feeling with a new sound. And then we're going to go down the body with what's called manifestation, okay? So, will you raise your hand, Araceli? You're behind, higher. Okay, this section behind Araceli and to that side, your sound is O. Can you practice it a minute? Okay, so it's like O, okay? Okay. From this section forward to the end of this section, your sound is oo. Can you practice it for me? Oh, not like that. Did you hear what he said? He's got rowdy angels, I'm sure. The two people in the front, all the way back, your sound is ah, like in father. Ah. Okay, good. But don't be shy because we need your sound, okay? And then from Lindsay, raise your hand. Lindsay back. Okay, you see Lindsay? From that row back. Yours is A. Okay? This one row here, this first row, please share with me your name. Yeah. Okay. This first row, just you, okay? Your sound is E. Good. E. Good. 3 people in the front. Here, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, just like a choo-choo train. You have one of the harder sounds. But if you think about apple pie, you'll be all right. This sound is so it's like a vibration. What's your sound? Okay. Just test it. Okay. In the back row, my angel helpers in the back row, which I'm going to introduce shortly. Yours is the hardest sound. It's NG. So like if you had the sound sing, it would only be what? The Okay, beautiful. So we're going to go up the chakras, okay, and then what? Down the chakras, okay? So when I point to you, you need to hold your sound. Now you have to breathe, don't pass out. Okay, so here we go. That rocks, huh? Okay, so now we're going to do what? Go down the chakras, okay? Because we don't want to stay up there because we'll all be loopy. So, are you ready? Go ahead.
So, if we have any more questions, I can take them now, and I want to take a little break. Any more questions? So how'd you like the circle of sound? Yeah? What did you feel like when you did it? Relaxed, that's great. What was it? Exhilarated, yeah. You go up, you manifest, right? I mean, you liberate, and when you go down, you manifest.
I felt connected with everyone in the room when we did that,
Yeah?
because we all were balancing.
Yeah, it's very unifying. If the whole world would do that, I think we all would kind of get along a little better, don't you think? If we would all just make sounds together and share the sounds. So before we do the drawing for readings at the mic, and you're going to have to come to the mic if your name is drawn, I just felt the need to talk to you just briefly about the Holy Spirit. That's not an aspect that we've talked about tonight, is it? We discussed angels. We've talked about spirit guides, right? People have asked about ascended masters. When I say now this is not a religious thing. When I say the expression Holy Spirit, what do you think of? Yeah, I bet you did, because I remember Sister Mary Agony in the Ruler, and we learned all about the Holy Spirit. But what aspect of the Creator do you feel the Holy Spirit? Where does the Holy Spirit sit in your mind? The divine. Yes. So where angels are the Creator's messengers, the Holy Spirit is the Creator's representative. That's a pretty big job, right? Representative. So if you have a messenger from a company deliver something to your company, that's important. You need a messenger. But a representative from a company, that's a big deal. So I want you all to know that the Holy Spirit's main job is to bring to you all of your gifts and your talents. All of your gifts and your talents. Have you heard about the gifts of the Spirit or the fruits of the Spirit? Even in religion, they talk about that, right? Pentecost Sunday, we celebrate. So, the Holy Spirit brings to you what? All of your gifts and your talents. And you get that special delivery twice in your lifetime. Twice. And what those two visits have in common is it's when your hormones are shifting. So, what's the first hormonal shift?
Puberty.
Right. Holy Spirit comes and visits you. It's a soul experience. You don't get a knock on your head. It's kind of a knock on your soul. Right? So that's why you want to watch your children when they're teenage. Suddenly they'll want to be a rocket scientist. A science person. Or they want to be, I don't know, they want to be a football player. Or they're, Mom, I want to go to space. What are you on? Right? That's the first visit, okay? So the Holy Spirit comes in like this. Can I use you as an example, Lauren? Okay. We got a picture, it's puberty. And guys go through puberty too. Your voices crack when you're in choir. You know, right? Your voices change. Okay, so it's like this. Hey Lauren, how you doing, the Holy Spirit? Here's what you're good at. I'll give it to you now, and I'll be back though, I'm coming back, but right now this is what you're good at. So if you want to feel strongly about it or passionate about it, this is the time to do this, Lauren, okay? And then years go by, decades go by, and we hit our 50s. And what happens in our 50s, ladies and gentlemen? Our hormones what? They shift again, don't they? Do you know that every single person in this room, whether you've already reached 50, whether you're 20 years away from 50, this is what the second visit is like. Who's about 50 here? Anybody? Thank you. Please give me your first name because I cannot see.
Marty.
Thank you. Here goes. Hey Marty, I'm back. How you doing? Yeah. Here's the message. Pay attention. Now is the time to step into your greatness. So where many of us, the way we're raised, we get to be 50 and we think, well, I should think about retirement and I'm going to move to an island. And then the universe is just starting with you. So I just wanted to explain that to you. The universe is just starting. When I hit 50, the dead people showed up in my work.
That's how I describe it. I was reading, doing astrology and talking to movie stars and doing readings for this Dionne Warwick thing, and that's okay. And all of a sudden, the dead people showed my work. So I went to a wise guy on a hill. That's what I called him, wise guy. What's up with the dead people? Well, how old are you, my child? And I said, well, I just hit 50. And he explained the story to me. So your life is far from over. When you hit 50, it is just what? Starting. That's why people, when they get to be in their 40s, they suddenly hate their job all of a sudden. They don't understand, I don't like this job. I should be grateful. I've been here 20 years. What's wrong with you? There's nothing wrong with you. It's the knock. And I just wanted you all to know that before you leave. And please pay attention to your children when they go through what? Puberty. Because they're already getting the first visit. It's just a very important thing that I want to share with you. And no, you're not crazy if you suddenly want to quit your job and move to an island. No, you're not crazy if you want to become a rocket scientist. No, this is what's happening. It just takes a while. If you think about the subconscious mind and the ego, is the ego our friend? Some smart people in this room. What is ego really good for, in a way? Say what? Yeah, survival, right? The ego, what, protects us? We survive. We think of ourselves in a situation where we have to survive. That's about all the ego is good for. You ever meet somebody who has a big ego? I'm doing this because I can picture their head just exploding, right? Right? Okay, so the ego is in the way of this. So you got to figure, even if you're in this room and you're 60 right now, and say you got your visit when you were 54, I promise you, you're not behind. It's just taken a while for the message to get through the ego. Okay? So the ego is kind of like the same thing as the left brain. It's in the way. So please dream, plan your life, dream, let yourself be anything you want to be, and don't let your age stop you. Okay? I mean, I'm sitting here 20 years later telling you the story about the dead people. And I wouldn't be here with you if I didn't dream. Right? The universe will call on you to put aside everything material, everything that you know is real and secure. And the universe will challenge you in your 50s. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about this? Do you really want to be in this, wherever the job is, right? So I encourage you, choose joy. No matter what you have to give up, choose joy. If I didn't, I wouldn't be talking to you right now if I didn't give up a lot of what was secure, okay? I just wanted you all to know that, all right? And I'm not saying you're all old, please. It's just that before you leave here, I just wanted you to know that. And I may have had this conversation during reading, I'm hearing I did, I guess, with someone already, but you're never too old to learn. You're never too old to change. If you don't like your job, change it. Change it. It's not worth the money. It really isn't. I'm seeing some nods, you understand? It's scary, isn't it, to change everything you know? When you have my daughter said to me, how do you do it? You don't get a paycheck. I said, well, no. I just trust, that people will call. How do you do that? She says, no, I don't understand. No, Ma, what are you doing? It's like, this is what I'm doing. I'm not saying that you have to do something crazy like I do, but don't be afraid to be a little crazy, okay? So I would like to call up Laura. We're going to do the drawing now. Yeah. And Crystal, I think, has the tickets. For those of you and please don't leave because we're doing the meet and greet. Oh, please, I want to hug you. I traveled 2,400 miles to hug all of you. That's why I saved it for last. So, what we're going to do is, those of you that purchased the Archangel tickets, we're going to do a couple reads, but please, you'll have to come to the mic. So would you reach in there and pick the first one? Cross your fingers. Do you have your tickets? Go ahead and read it.
I don't have my glasses on.
Oh!
What a great helper I am,
I was counting on your booming voice. Now I have to look like this. 9 9567 369. Come on up to the mic. Thank you for clapping. You can ask one question of your angels. A message. Do they have a message for me? What area of your life do you want them to answer your question in? Pick an area. Professional. Say it again. Professional. Say your name, your first name. Marty. The angels are suggesting that a physical move would be the one way to improve your circumstances with your career. And it might be scary, but they're suggesting that you consider having 2 places to live. One place to be professional and one place to kick off your shoes. Okay? That's a big risk to take, isn't it? Okay, there you go. Thank you. Thank you. Don't be afraid. 956. Oh, what a magical number. 7373. Lauren, come on up. Hey.
Sorry, I'm kind of confused what we need to ask.
Say it again.
I'm confused what we need to ask.
You could ask anything about your life, what area of your life. Well, we can maybe speak to a loved one real quickly.
Okay, I'll speak to a loved one.
Okay, who would we like to speak to?
Her name is TJ.
So, it's all good. I made it. Thumbs up. What does the word bro mean to you? Bro? He's trying to get a message to someone, he's calling it bro, like a, you know how when guys hang around and they kind of hit you with the elbow, like the casual thing? Mm-hmm. He's trying to say hello to someone who's left behind. He says his tunes, he's listening to his tunes. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, he made, I'm glad you asked. He's pretty rowdy though. He's there with the grandmother who received him. Okay, all right, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Laura picked this one, so hey, see her. With her glasses on first so she can see it. 956-7380. Somebody's got, oh, there she is. Oh, that was close. Yeah. You want to raise it up a little bit?
Yeah, no, it's okay, I'll just do this. In case somebody
That's my height, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Your first name?
Oh, Marisol or Marisol, either.
Marisol, it's really you, wow.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Hi. He didn't want to do this, so we had to switch tickets.
Oh,
my husband.
That's all right. Hi. Welcome. Hello.
So, I'm gonna ask a question. How can I best aid my dad, my father, Domingo, in aging?
Okay. Recognize his stubborn side. So don't force anything past. Bring him memories of good times, photographs. Your smile is golden. The angels know your smile is golden. Bring him your smile, okay? There will be battles ahead. Give him permission to fight them. And they said don't boss him around.
Oh, yeah.
Don't tell him what to do. I guess it's, okay, you understand.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
He's
an amazing man, yeah.
a little beginning with dementia, so I can see
Yeah,
all the
you can
old
see how
memories
he
needs them.
You
So
understand them, that's what
thank
you're saying.
you.
You're right there, you're welcome. You're welcome. Good job. Crush your fingers. Now, when I get a little dizzy, I'm gonna stop, okay? Because I don't wanna fall down, okay? 956-7367. Oh my goodness, congratulations. Okay, hi.
I like to call on a loved one.
Give us your first name,
Colleen,
and the loved one's first name only.
Angie,
Say it again.
my sister Angela.
Thank you, there we go. Angels, by the way, go by your given name. So even if you come for a reading, they're going to ask you for what? Your given name. I'm not sure why they do that. Okay, she was received by a man on your father's lineage. What's about balloons? She says, keep the faith. Now remember, they don't guide your future. This is her personality.
Yes.
Keep the faith. Life is so short, isn't it? She said, I'm shopping. Everything is free. True. She shows me a purse.
A purse?
She said, Dad would love this because there's no money here. Oh, by the way, there is no money in heaven. That's true. It's hysterical when people try to use an ATM machine. I will always love you. You are in my heart. You are like a nurse to me. Okay. Yeah. You understand. Okay. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. By the way, the namaste that you see me do, who has seen the namaste? Do you know, thank you. Do you know what it means? What does it mean?
I see you, you see me.
The namaste means, I honor the divine within you. So if you see me doing this with you, I promise, I'm trying to honor you. Okay? Because everybody here has a purpose. Okay? So namaste to you. I see the tears, you understand. Okay, let's do another one. I'm feeling pretty rowdy right now. Are you having fun?
Yes.
Good. I am too. 956-7368. Oh, good for you. All right. Please let me know. All right. Hi.
Sherry.
Sherry. Hi, Sherry.
I'm curious as to if I should pursue my career with orphans, foster children through healing, helping them heal through art.
The art therapy is approved. These are your angels, okay? The art therapy is approved, but please add neurolinguistics. Are you familiar? That's a really, we call it a fancy word.
Yes.
Add neurolinguistics. You need close-up personal experience with the sweet children. Oh, sweet children. So yes, teach them, but also reflect their feelings. Neurolinguistics. Yeah, who knows about neurolinguistics? Anybody? It's a very rare, yes? Yeah, it's a way of reflecting people's feelings and really touching their deep emotions. Congratulations, what good work. Can I ask how old you are? 58. Congratulations, you heard or not. Boy, goosebumps, that was great. I'm glad that you got it. I'm going to do two more, okay? I just picked up two more.
Cross your fingers.
956-7377. Oh, okay, yay! I like how you hustle, that was great.
My name's Shelley.
Hi, Shelley.
Can you talk some more again?
Sure.
Her name's Megan.
Say again.
Megan.
Would you put your breath into the mic? Megan, thank you. Tell the family not to grieve for me. I am better here than I was with you. This is not to offend. The pain was too great. My heart is light. I have seen the light. I should also tell you, Megan is there with a child that has advanced in spirit, a child that was taken too soon.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. One more. Cross your fingers. Each of these one. Okay, here we go. Drum roll. Thank you. 9567372. Last but not least, hi, you are?
Hi, I'm Diane.
Hi, Diane.
I did not think I would get picked, so I have no idea what to ask.
Well.
But I would like to thank you for all the years of support that I've gotten from you.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Are you Diana Schultner?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I remember. Tell everybody where you're from.
Madera, California.
Madera, yeah. Oh, God bless you. Oh, we'll do that at the meet and greet, I promise. Oh, at the meet, when we meet, if you'd like to stay, I would love to hug you. We're gonna hug you though with masks on, right? Are you okay with that? Are you okay with hugging with masks on? Sure. Because I have grandbabies to take care of when I go in. So, any questions about your love, work, health, moving, money?
Okay, love.
Love. Okay, so what's the question?
Gosh, I don't even know what to ask.
Take your time.
Do my angels have anything to give me a message about?
Well, we have to, they love categories and love questions. So, specifically about your love life, what isn't solved yet? What would you love to solve?
Okay, so 37 years and I'm still not sure if I'm in the right place.
Okay. Oh, there's still over a year. That's a statement. Can you formulate a question? Yeah, that is a statement, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Would you ask them, is there anything I need to change? Would you do that?
Yes, is there anything I need to change?
So when you go to your angels, it has to be your voice, okay?
Is there anything I need to change?
There we go. They would like you to focus on a more positive outlook, that when you think of love, do not think of the past, do not judge even your friendships by the past. Be open to surprises. Oh, that's nice, huh? And don't be afraid of sharing the more intimate moments. Open your heart and you will not be hurt. All right?
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. So, I'll be back in the corner. And I would love to hug each and every one of you if you have the time to stay. If you have the time. If you don't, I wish you safe travels. I'll be going back to Ohio Friday. And I love each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you.